everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Colleen and this is Our Blessed Life, and today I'm going to talk about my 2021 Word of the Year. Happy New Year, friends. Today I'm going to talk about my 2021 Word of the Year, why I do a Word of the Year instead of a New Year's resolution, and probably also go over what word I chose for last year and kind of how that worked out for me. So first of all, I never do New Year's resolutions. So I used to do New Year's resolutions a long time ago, and I would usually come up with 5 or 10 different things, and I would write them down and have great intentions of doing them, accomplishing all of my New Year's resolutions. And what would end up happening is I would forget most of them by the time it was the end of February. So I just never really found it a super effective way to really accomplish anything. So I stopped doing that several years ago, and instead I adopted a Word of the Year. So the Word of the Year is just something that I use to kind of focus my life and sort of almost to set a theme for the year, where decisions and things that you're doing can just be kind of filtered through that word. Is it taking you closer to your purpose, or is it taking you further away from your purpose? In choosing my Word of the Year, I pray, I read the Bible, I discuss with my husband, and I kind of reflect over the previous year, things that have been accomplished, things that still need to be accomplished, and that all of that together helps me choose my word for the year. In 2019, I chose the word freedom, and it drastically changed our lives. So primarily, the biggest change was in the way that we homeschooled. So that was the year that we stopped doing homeschool co-ops and anything like that, where we had to really be strictly following somebody else's curriculum choices and things like that as it related to my children. So this allowed us to be able to choose the curriculum that worked for my kids, and the end result of that was that my kids started really enjoying school a lot more than they had been before. In 2019, I allowed the word freedom to guide my decisions, asking, is this thing or choice or decision going to bring me more freedom or less freedom to either me or my family, depending on what the situation was? And last year in 2020, of course, the world was crazy, and it still really is. But the word of the year that I came up with in January, before we knew what was going to happen, was simple. And the word simple seemed to penetrate every aspect of life. From the obvious, like the amount of stuff that we had and, decluttering projects and things like that, to the way we homeschooled, and even the way I approach things like laundry. We asked things like, can we eliminate steps? Can we get by with less stuff? Can we use less products? Can we approach homeschooling in a more laid back and simple way? The answer was almost always yes for all the questions that had to do with simplifying our lives. The arrival of COVID last year also helped us simplify our lives, just because there were so many things that we used to do that we just couldn't do because of COVID. Dance was canceled, therapy was canceled, and when it started back up, it was in a different way, like via Zoom. So because some of these things just stopped, COVID helped us simplify our lives, not in a way that we would have probably chosen, but still it helped us rethink and refocus and reprioritize what we really wanted. So some of the simplification that we did last year was not necessarily by choice, but I will definitely say that 2020 made me rethink everything. In 2021, as we anticipate moving back towards more normalcy, at least we hope, I've chosen the word intentional. I want to make sure that the things that we bring back are actually the right things, and actually the things that we want. And intentional means on purpose or deliberate, and this is the way I want us to live. I want us to be deliberate with our choices. I want to be an intentional Christian, spending time in the Word and spending time on the things that the Lord is directing me to do. I want to be intentional with relationships, focusing on quality time over just quantity time. We all had a lot of time with our immediate family this past year with COVID, but I want to focus on the quality and be intentional about that this year, both with my husband as well as with my girls, and between my girls with their relationship with each other. I want to be intentional with homemaking and how we do things, and also with this YouTube channel and what we choose to post and what we choose not to post. And finally, with the word intentional, I want to make sure that I have margin in my life for the things that really matter. So sometimes it's easy just to be overwhelmed and over busy and overscheduled. And I definitely feel like as the world moves back more towards normal, that could very easily happen to a lot of us. And I want to be intentional about what we allow back in our lives after COVID is over, or we're more back to a regular lifestyle versus everybody quarantining at home. This year I want to live life on purpose. Having simplified most areas of our lives last year, this year I just want to take it a step further. Do you do a word of the year or New Year's resolutions? Let me know in the comments below if you do anything like this at the start of a new year. And if you've chosen a word for the year and you want to share that, let us know in the comments below what your word for the year is and how you came to that choice. I'm super interested to hear what y'all are doing. I hope you all have a happy and blessed new year. I hope you're all safe and healthy this year. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.